Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick little segment here. It's a pilot to a new series that we want to do. We want to answer questions from people to the best of our ability. So I got a question from a friend of mine in the UTC Real Estate Club. Shout out to Nick Galbraith. Thanks for the question. He was asking me specifically about master lease options and what they are and how you do them and when you do them. So master lease options are basically an arrangement where an investor leases a property for a set rate no matter what the rental income is. So say I found a fourplex down the street and I wanted to master lease it from the guy for $2,000. Well, if all of the rents in each of the units were $750, then I would be making $1,000 on top of the master lease. Is that right? Let me double check that. Anyway, so that is the premise. You lease out a property for a set amount from the owner, and basically you middleman it. It's very similar to drop shipping if you've ever looked into doing drop shipping on Amazon or eBay or anything like that. You are simply making a margin between what you're renting it to one person for and what you are renting it from one person from. Some of the strategies, some of the properties and asset classes, which again is part of his question. What assets can you use this for? Well, you can really use this for any cash flowing property. They get really, really complicated, and honestly, I'm not like the most knowledgeable about all of the super complicated derivatives of master lease options, because you can have derivatives upon derivatives upon derivatives where people are leasing the land out, and then not only are they leasing the land under the building, they are then selling a debt agreement on the lease to other groups of investors who package that together. So it gets really complicated. So I know that multifamily and commercial are really pretty straightforward master lease option candidates. I'll do a small little example here on the board if you would like. My nifty little whiteboard that I rarely use, but this is a great time to use it. So we have house here for rent from the owner. The owner is going to lease us this house, okay? I'm sorry, this is a quadplex. 4 units right there, okay? So $2,000 per month, master lease, okay? We get full use of the property for $2,000 a month. Now, there's a tenant in each of the units paying what I said, $750. Yeah, so I was right the first time. Total would be $3,000 per month, effectively leaving us $1,000 left over. That would be ours to keep. So the pitfalls to this strategy are that you need to know and set up with a lawyer the agreement, because say the roof of this quad goes out uh-oh, there's no roof on our quad. Who pays for it? Does the owner or the master or the leasee? So those are things you really need to figure out. FYI, in this particular situation, the owner would definitely need to pay for it. That's his building. So the owner puts the roof back on. But if a toilet goes out in one of these units, well, that's a terrible little illustration. If the toilet goes out, well, then who's responsible for fixing the toilet or the unit turnover between tenants? That's typically going to be the master leasee. So the smaller things, unit turnover, typically going to be master leasee. Driveway repair, that's going to be the owner of the building. So you really need to figure out who does what, and you need to be confident that you are going to be able to cover everything that needs to be done. So that's just a little quick bit about master lease options. It is a good strategy for somebody to get into rental real estate with little to no money down. That's to say, it's not. I would say it's not with no money down. I would say you'd have to put some money down. You're gonna have to have some operating funds to fix things and carry it if you need be. Another tidbit is if one of these tenants vacates the property, well, are you going to be able to cover this mortgage? In this situation, you would cover the mortgage. You'd be able to cover the mortgage. You would only be making $250 a month, which makes it pretty lean, but nonetheless, you would be able to cover this in that situation. So there are a lot of things that you need to think about and learn about, but it is a great way to get started with very little money down. Hope that helped. Check in next time. I think this segment's going to work, so we're going to do this from now on. Send us your questions, and we'll try and answer it. Thanks.